Hello, welcome back to another edition of Junkyard Hack. Today, as you see, we are going to address some problems on this Crown Vic. Now this is my brother-in-law's 2006 Crown Vic, and it needs some love right here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to use everything I have in the shop to cheaply fix this paint on this door, both doors, front and back. And we're going to see if I can't get a mirror on there. I have a replacement mirror somewhere in my mess in the garage, and if I can find it, we're going to put that on and do some paint correction with whatever I have in the shop. Now, I have some paint. I got some sandpaper. I got some stuff to take this off. If you notice, it's peeling paint in the back, and there's some rust issues back there. And we're going to address all of that. These Crown Vics, for some reason, had some issues with peeling paint, especially white paint. I guess the primer wasn't good enough or something from the factory, because all these fleet cars all have sheets of white paint coming off, and like I said, in sheets. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but this 06 right here, this needs some help. It's ugly, and we're going to de-ugly it. So hang on. Thanks for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe. Close to getting 1,000. I'm looking to get 1,000. I'm about 200 away from that. So please tell your friends, and please give me a look. I appreciate everybody who's here though and who's subscribed. Let's get on with the work. Okay, we got the door panel off, and that's where the three 11mm nuts that attach the mirror and associated wiring, which is right here, plugs in. So to get the door panel off, it's really easy. Just look for fasteners, and where there's fasteners, take the fasteners out. You got one, looks like a Torx bit right there. Below that is, I don't think that's the right bolt, but it's in my Crown Vic, it's a Phillips head. It's probably going to be a 7mm screw, quick screw or whatever, sort of similar to this one right here in there. So like I said, if you get a Crown Vic that's been worked on by somebody like me, God knows what you're going to find. You might find some self-tappers holding that in there, but the bottom line is anything that you think is holding this door panel in, take it out. You pop the first thing to do before you do that, though, you pop the window release panel off from the front. Get that off, not the back, the front. It's a screwdriver in there, pop it off. Basically, look for a video on how to take these door panels off. They're not that hard. I'm not going to go through it because I've already done it before. It's not that hard. But we took our mirror off. We're not going to reattach it right away because we're going to do the paint correction first, paint it, sand it down, scuff it, and shoot it, and paint it. When it's done painting and the paint's dry, then we'll reattach the mirror. So we're done for now with that. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this abrasive brush on this drill and knock down some of this rust right here. I'm going to try to film this and do it, but I'm going to do a lot of this off camera, but basically you get the idea. This is an abrasive 3M wheel. Much of it is gone, but like I said, I'm not buying anything. I'm doing everything I have in the shop. I'm going to knock down some of this rust and take some of this flaking paint off. I'm going to knock anywhere there's flaking paint or anything like that, I'm going to run over it with this brush here, and I'll correct that with sand in it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, I have it knocked down to about 120, and I'm wet sanding it. I'm pretty much concentrating on where the paint is bad, and I'm going to knock it down to about 220 next. Go really good, 220. And then I'm going to clean it up really good, let it dry, tape it off, and mask just the where the paint is missing, flaked, where it was flaked and missing. I'm not going to sand or, I'm not going to, sand and prime the whole, both doors. Where the paint is good, I'm just going to scuff and shoot that. So, like I said, this is kind of a half-ass weekend job. Make it look better. I'm using Rustoleum turbo spray paint. So that's what's going to be done. And pretty much today, all we're worried about is getting this all knocked down to 220 and primed. And tomorrow we'll paint the whole both doors after we clean them up. That's it. Okay, folks. Looks like we're all taped off, primed up, ready to go. Got a couple cans of turbo white Rustoleum. I'm going to shoot this and finish this off. So there you go. Start from the top. These emulsions about 6 inches apart-ish, maybe a little bit longer. That lays on really heavy, you know. You're going to put a thin coat on first. I'm starting to end this can. We've got to get another can ready. Yeah, we're starting to end this one, so we're almost done. We're done with that can. Ready to go with this can here. Starting to do, whoa, that wasn't good. On the top again. This spot over here, we're just going to let that dry, let this set up, and we're going to go again. Remember, this is a quickie hack fix, not a concourse restoration. You wouldn't expect anything more from me. Junkyard hack. There we go. That was a lot smoother. We're going to let that set up and give it another coat and see what we get. I'll bring you back when this is all done. Okay, we have put one light coat and two medium to heavy coats on here. It should be sufficient at the rate that paint was coming out of the can. I burned up a can and a half of that Rustoleum turbo paint, covered both right side doors, and I even managed to get some paint on the tire. Maybe I'll continue making a white wall tire. There you go. Anyway, no big deal. That tire's shot, getting ready to be changed anyway. I know I'll get some hate for that, but whatever. Don't give a shit. If you know my channel, you know I'm the hack, and that's the way I do things. So in one day, we managed to knock down the rust on this back door, sand it all off, bring it down to about 220, 320, prime it, and now finish paint it with some Rustoleum turbo paint. Now, if you look at this paint and the, here you go, the trunk paint or the paint on the fender, it doesn't exactly match, but this car isn't a showpiece anyway. It's, matter of fact, it's not even running right now. My brother-in-law's got to get some something with the ignition or something like that is wrong, and he thinks it's a fuel pump. It stalls, intermittent stalls, and what have you. So we're going to throw it on a diagnostic and get it fixed. So, but anyway, the way I paint is I paint outside, so lots of bugs can get in it, you know, because they add texture to the paint and add character. And also I paint next to other vehicles like my Biscayne, and who knows? I might get some white paint on the Biscayne, but guess what? It is what it is. We'll see what this looks like tomorrow when I unmask it. I want to let it set up overnight and unmask it tomorrow. Put the mirror on and clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up, like that. Anyway, all right, that's it for now. And for me, it'll be overnight. For you, it'll be a moment. Okay, folks, here we are, unmasked, and as you see, we got cleaned up. We got the tire and wheel cleaned up there. I used one of the best paint removers known to man. Here in Delaware, we can get that paint remover for about $3 a gallon, give or take. It depends on certain situations, but she don't look half bad. Now, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and the dew is still in the car, so the sun's not out and it's not shining, but if you look, it's pretty much blends into the rest of the car. And if you're not, yeah, you can tell a difference of a different shade right there. But if you're walking up on the car and you don't know anything, it wouldn't be glaring out at you. If you look close, you can tell. But the bottom line is, it looks a lot better than it did before. There's no more flake and paint. The rust is taken care of, covered in with that rust reformer. And this is used, what I used again is the turbo spray paint from Rustoleum. Now this is a solution that's probably going to be good for about a year or two. Probably will fade out or whatever because it doesn't have the UV protection that real good paint has. But the bottom line is it's a temporary fix. Semi-temporary, I guess you would say. But for now, looks pretty good. So when we get this car up and running, this side won't be the ugly side anymore. Oh yeah, and the mirror's replaced too, so there you go. That's that. But anyway, because I'm a hack, I know all different ways to fix mistakes because I make a lot of mistakes. So, oh, and on that note there, what I used, I said I didn't spend any money on this repair, on this paint correction. I am wrong. Let me backtrack on that. I spent $4 total, and that was for the New York Times I used for masking off the windows. Nobody gets papers delivered pretty much anymore today that I know of, so I had to go far and wide to find a New York Times, and it was barely enough paper to cover everything. I had to use the brown masking paper towards the end when I was masking, but that's about a good use for the New York Times. It's about the best use I can think of for the New York Times. But anyway, I'm not going to get into any politics or anything like that. But as you can see, like I said, job's done. It's all squared away. And that's it. Take care. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have a friend out there, just please have them subscribe to me. I'd like to hit 1,000 just for my own thing. I'm not trying to get monetized because then you got to get really good, and I won't be a hack anymore if I get really good. So that'll totally change up the way I am. But anyway, thank you very much for your time. God bless and take care.